We're talking going from 100 degrees to 99. So
well, every little bit
it's
counts.
not a huge difference. But eventually we're going to get there. It never lasts forever. It never does. But today it's certainly still hot again. And you can see, though, that clearly we've got lots of sunshine, but we also have a little bit of a haze, and that's from the Canadian wildfires. And that may have played a very teeny tiny role in keeping temperatures from reaching 100 degrees today. Let's go to Lynx 1, and you can tell that that's not going to last forever, because as we get into tomorrow, looking for a high of 105 degrees, the record high is 106. So we're going to get pretty close to breaking that record. On Sunday, the temperature that we are forecasting is 104 degrees, and again, it could feel several degrees above that. So not a lot to look forward to weather-wise. We've got the heat advisory in place for the metro in southwest Oklahoma, but eastern Oklahoma, south central, southeast Oklahoma, we've got that excessive heat warning because dew points are going to be well into the 70s, and it's just going to be really oppressive. So in the meantime, this is our National Cowboy Museum camera up of our Lucky Star Sky Cam network. We're at 98 degrees. That's the hottest we've been so far today. A south wind right now at 9 miles an hour, but with a dew point of 68, it feels like 104 degrees. Temperatures right now in the low 90s in the northeast, but we have some upper 90s in the northwest. 104 right now in Guyman, anywhere between about 105 to now 110 degrees across the river. Still see that 111 down there as well, but dew points are highest in parts of north central, northeastern, eastern Oklahoma. So that's where the heat index is going to be a little bit higher as well. But most of us, it at least feels like 100 degrees, if not several degrees above that. So not a good start to the weekend by any means. A south to southwest wind between about 5 to 10 miles an hour. That one's going to be picking up a little bit more as we get into tomorrow and Sunday, especially in the western half of the state. And because it's been a lot drier out there, dew points are going to be a lot lower. We will have to watch that wildfire threat in western and southern Oklahoma. But the farther north and east you go, that threat's not going to be nearly as big. But just kind of looking at the big picture, we're not the only ones dealing with the heat. It goes all the way up from the Dakotas all the way down to South Texas. What's a little bit more interesting is the tropics. The tropics have been very busy as of late, and now we've got Hurricane Hilary. It's already a Category 4. You can see the eye there. It's kind of spinning off to the north and west, but eventually will go straight north and impact the Baja of California. So right now we're seeing wind gusts up to 160 miles an hour, but as we get into early next week, eventually that's going to weaken quite a bit, but not before dropping a lot of rain and quite a bit of wind in California, and even as far east as around Las Vegas as well. But here at home, very different, very opposite. We're looking at the heat dome. That's not really going to move a whole lot, at least for the next few days. So it's going to be terribly hot with temperatures in the low 100s. That's going to be the case through early next week. But you can see where Hilary is. So again, we're in that ring of fire. So all of the storms kind of going around us, so the tropics staying pretty active. I do think that eventually, by the time we get closer to next weekend, we start to see at least a cold front approach, and behind it, it will be less hot. It's not going to be cool by any means, but we could be dropping down into the low to mid 90s with at least a chance of rain and storms in the state. So hopefully that holds true. But tonight we're going to be staying dry and warm. We're dropping down to about 73 degrees in Oklahoma City, 76 in Lawton, 73 in Alva, 70 tomorrow morning in Ponca City, and then tomorrow afternoon 105. In Oklahoma City, a south wind between 10 to 20, a little bit more wind out west, 106 in Alva, 106 in Hobart, 108 degrees though in Lawton and in Altus. Sunday afternoon, not really that much better. 104 in Oklahoma City, 104 in Miami, 103 in Ponca City, 105 in Hobart, 107 in Altus, Lawton and Ardmore. By Monday afternoon, dropping a couple of degrees here and there down to 102 in Oklahoma City, 102 in Stillwater, 100 in Alva, 103 degrees in Ardmore. But by midweek of next week, at least it does look like we're going to be dropping into the upper 90s. I know that's not a huge difference, but there's really not a whole lot else going on. We've got the cold front moving in by next weekend. Hopefully that stays, because that could drop temperatures a little bit.